In the outside music video, we see Trash the Dragon being controlled by a bishop, and this bishop was Keon's, as many people in the clique speculated, and was confirmed by Mark from Real Bear Media, the person who knows the most about the Dema storyline other than Tyler and Josh. Not too long after we see Keon's controlling Trash, we see Keon's get murdered to death by the rest of the bishops, which allows Tyler to take control of Keon's body at the very end of the outside music video, because Keon's is now a glorious gone. It's an empty vessel that's free real estate for Tyler to take over with control of Ned's horns. And Ned's horns, we see control Trash the Dragon also. Back when I made my outside music video breakdown, I jokingly said, who is going to tell Keon's district about that their bishop is dead in their district? And I started thinking more about the implications of that. And we're going to talk about those implications today. It may not involve the rest of the lore. It's just something really fascinating to think about in the Dema hierarchy. So, good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? First off, I hope you're having a good day today. Hope it is going well, and hope it continues to go well. Here's what I think is going to happen to Keon's district in the Dema storyline, even though it really may not matter, since we're kind of in the end game and Dema is already on fire. So let's say the fire in Dema gets put out and the bishops are now convening, and then they realize, oh, we're now 8 bishops. We need someone to take over Keon's district, being that Keon's can no longer be a judge because Keon's is in fact dead because we murdered him to death. So in my head canon, 2 things can happen here. So number 1, Keon's district can merge into someone else's district. According to the map that we get in the DMA org site, from what we see in Dema, the bishops that are in relative proximity to Keon's is Lisden and Resdro. And I never know if I'm pronouncing Resdro's name accurately or not, but Lisden is a neighbor. So, hypothetically, I guess that they can split the district in half, because, I mean, even if they did split in half, it wouldn't be a perfect half, because this district does, in fact, have 9 walls in it, compared to the one side that has 8. So they would kind of split it in the middle, maybe break the middle ground between those both, or maybe one bishop would control the whole entire district compared to another bishop. So either Lisden or Resdro's district will grow massively, or both their districts will kind of grow in half. And in turn, I think that will cause a lot of people to explore the route of becoming banditos, because we know from Clancy's journals that Keon's is the benevolent one. Keon's is the nicest bishop out of the rest of them, which I know that the bishops represent some form of mental health issue, but Keon's is kind of the nice one out of the bunch, as we know from Clancy's first journal. Keon's is the benevolent one. People are proud to be under Keon's rule, and as soon as you switch that to someone else who is unlike anything, who's more mean, who's more treacherous, you're going to turn more people to the side of banditos to just explore the escape route of Dema, because, hey, this isn't the system that I'm used to. This isn't what I've been used to. I'm not being used to being treated like scum, like how everyone else in Dema gets to be treated. I'm used to someone who's nice to me, aka Keon's. So I think in turn that'll cause more people to become banditos, which can play more into the end game of Dema. But what if Keon's was still there? Because we know from the outside music video and in turn Saturday that when there's an empty vessel, people who have Ned's horns can control it. And that's how we saw Keon's control Trash. Trash is dead. Trash is an empty vessel. When Tyler controlled Keon's was an empty vessel. And Keon's remains an empty vessel as soon as Tyler decides, I'm done possessing Keon's. We see Keon's fall back to the floor. So in this situation, I guess the Dema fire would be extinguished, and the bishops would still have Keon's body purely intact. If Keon's body was just burnt to a crisp, we would go with the bishops take over the district theory. But in turn, if the fire gets put out, Keon's body is still in one piece, whether that be most of the body. Like, if his hands and face is still kind of intact, you can get away with taking the horns of Ned and controlling the body of Keon's to act like Keon's never died. Keon's is still around, because Keon's is an empty vessel. A bishop can take it over, much like the bishops took control of Dan and Sally, what we see of them in the live stream experience as given by their yellow eyes. The bodies we see during the live stream experience and the bodies you'll see during the cinema experience are not real bishops. They're empty vessels. They're glorious gods that the bishops have taken over to pass the idea of they're good when they're not. So it's possible that the bishops can control Keon's body and say, hey, nothing's wrong here, but my mannerisms are now different. I'm now going to be colder because the other bishops don't possess the stoic personality that Keon's had. They don't have the attitude that Keon's had. They're going to be more iron-fisted with everything. They're going to be with an iron grip compared to Keon's. Which in turn, everything is, hey, it's not Keon's, I'm going to go be a bandito. I'm going to leave Dema and plot against these guys because it's not Keon's. It's not the way that we were treated. Because as soon as you take people, as soon as you demote people's life, they'll start to turn on you and think badly of you. And if Keon's comes back one day and suddenly turns like a light switch, people are going to be really mad and try to escape Dema, become banditos, much like in the situation where if Lisden or Rizdro take over and they start training people with an iron fist more, they're going to be... And of course, you also have to take consideration people will have questions. But I doubt Dema will say, any questions, please come to us. I doubt they will do that. They'll just dodge the question the best they can. They'll say no questions if people ask. They will send them into Dema's prison, along where Clancy or Tyler was, depending on how you want to look at it. This is one of the dumb questions that keeps me up at night. Something I think about every so often, even though in the Dema storyline, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, being that Tyler and Josh are going to be rejoining the Banditos after the outside music video takes place. We know from the ending shot that they are going to be reunited with the Banditos, and then they're in the end game that they're going to go invade Dema, and we'll see where they go in the next album. And we shouldn't be focusing on the politics in government side of Dema, even though I think it's really interesting how they run things there. But that was my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Sorry if this is a random video, very short. I mean, it is getting close to 2 a.m. in the morning. I am super, super tired. Lovely and I are watching Mandalorian, something I have been on the experience of watching. I have one more episode left of that. Then we're moving on to Boba Fett, so excited for that stuff. But I'll see you guys tomorrow with the reaction to Jay Joseph's new song, Let Go. And I'll see you guys on Monday with another 21 Pilots video. Anyway guys, I'll see you guys then. Goodbye, and good night. More importantly, have a good day, and I'll see you later.